Look out for blood and other telltale signs of head injury. 100 years ago, this was a torn-up mining wasteland. Today, it's one of the newest state recreational parks where mountain bikers take to the single track, hit some sick berms, and try not to taco or wheel, bud. Stick around, we're mountain biking. Living on the edge. Ah! Today, we're exploring how opportunity can arise from repurposing land. Crosby, Minnesota is located on the Cuyuna Iron Range, about 2 hours north of the Twin Cities. A recent spike in outdoor recreation has helped to revitalize what was once a booming, then busted Iron Range town. When iron ore mining was in its heyday in the early and mid-20th century, the Vermilion, Cuyuna, and Mesabi ranges provided rich iron ore to help fuel America's cities and war efforts. Mining, though lucrative for mine owners and important for cities and towns, proved to be scarring for the land and dangerous for the miners. By the 1980s, the mining industry stopped completely and nature began to reclaim the land. The open pits filled with water, vegetation covered the mounds of tailings, and people began to take notice. The Cuyuna County State Recreation Area was born. Today, when Cuyuna's mentioned, mining doesn't come to mind. Mountain biking does. That's why we're here, to check out those red gold trails. When you're in town, you might see a mural of a guy with a mustache. That's Kyler Adams. He brought mining to town, posing with his St. Bernard named Una. And you put those two names together, you got Cuyuna. A little bit of history for you. Gunnar Carlson, president of Minnesota Off-Road Cycling, is gonna share his mountain biking knowledge and guide me through this expansive trail system. Now I need to get a bike and get busy. All right, here we are. We're at Red Raven. I'm with my man Patrick. I'm gonna rent a bike. This is a very new experience for me. So first off, why don't you tell me a little bit about what am I getting into today?
Well, you're gonna be getting into some dirt, into some single track. Single track is just single lane trail.
Like a one-way?
Yep, one way.
I heard there's 60 miles of trail.
Approximately 60 right now.
I ran into somebody in town who said their 5-year-old can rock most of the trails.
Totally,
Yeah. Awesome. So accessible, that's...
Yep, they're accessible.
I've heard I don't want to OTB.
You don't want to go over the bars?
Over the
No.
bars. We're gonna get dirty. What's so cool about the dirt around here?
The iron oxide content in the soil here it's the red that makes Cuyuna red.
So we're gonna shred the red.
Shred the red. I don't know, dude, handshake, fist bump.
Yeah. All right, I'm here with Gunnar, the president of the Minnesota Off-Road Cyclists. We're kicking it. Man, thanks for coming out here. Thanks for meeting me.
It's good to be here.
Man, what do you love about Cuyuna?
It is some of my favorite riding that we have in Minnesota. You know, being in the red dirt, being in the Northwoods is how I feel. Coming from the city, it's just different than what we have there. And when you get up here, I just feel like you're getting away from everything there.
Let's get it.
So now yep, there you go, up out of that seat. Let the bike bounce under you, but you're staying stable. Make sure you're not too far over your handlebars when you're coming up over things. How'd that feel?
Whew. Exhilarating.
Looked like you were getting more comfortable with the speed and doing a little more.
There was a moment where I was like, living on the edge. All right, here we go.
All right, let's do it. You don't have to get way back, but just be mindful. I don't know if you chose a line or just rolled it, but it was very nice.
Whew. Yo, I'm exhilarated. Some of the stuff was tight. Like I had to lean out of the trees, and the rocks were kind of slippy on the wheels and everything. But I'm overall excited.
Good. So you got a few minutes in you now. Any questions or anything you're wondering about?
All the pointers you're giving me is real helpful. I'm just trying to not eat dirt, man.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. You're keeping the bike loose, you know, in between you and allowing the bike to do most of the work. And I think we'll head out, do a little more of this easy trail and then a little bit of a dirt road and head to something a little more exciting.
Okay.
You get nature in a whole new way, really. And that's the beauty of it, right? I mean, I've run into deer, not physically, but you know, you see them all over the trail.
No, yeah. I had an experience like that on my bike in my old neighborhood. Just riding through the woods and ran up on a buck.
But this is really approachable, wouldn't you say? I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
you'd feel comfortable bringing your family, right?
Yeah, probably. Not my 8-year-old.
You rode that rock garden really well.
Thanks.
So that was the first time you kind of get a look at that where I was talking about, like, if you were going to fall one way.
Yeah. So how'd you get started, Gunnar?
I used to be into road biking, and about when I was like 19 years old, I decided to give mountain biking a try, and I'm down at the Minnesota river bottoms. And from that first ride, I've been hooked and haven't looked back since, and I've been riding off-road ever since.
Man, I can see the appeal. So what's it like being like one of the only brothers out here?
Well, it's interesting, especially leading the organization and knowing that we got a ways to go. We need to improve. But what I try and do and what I focus on is making sure I'm out there and I'm as welcoming as I can be, and that, you know, MORC as an organization and all the other organizations that we, you know, talk with and partner with are all just striving to make sure that our space is inclusive as it can be. Spaces for people of color to ride and feel comfortable learning, so that then when you have the skills and you feel comfortable in your riding, you can go feel comfortable out there as opposed to having both barriers to deal with. So
Yeah, people in the city getting out of the city. First, it's unfamiliar, and then, you know, doing something that they might not be good at. So that's like double layers of vulnerability. But like you said, you know, overcoming both those barriers is a key objective. You said it's the second fastest growing sport.
yeah, second fastest growing sport in high school here. We have somewhere around 2,700 high school racers, boys and girls. And it's really diverse when you get to that in terms of gender, ethnicity, age, grade 7 through 12 that's racing. And everybody comes together at those races, and I think really that's the future of making this more inviting.
Yeah, man, I mean, I can definitely attest. Everybody that we've run into is very, you know, kind and welcoming, and there's a community here.
Yeah.
And it's very inviting, and I think the thrill of the adrenaline and all that has really led to, you know, people being in a good mood.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, there's some natural endorphins for sure, right? Like, this is your best way to get in a good mood, I would say. You're spot on there.
All right, so where are we heading to right now?
Well, we're gonna head over and do some intermediate trails. This one's called Sandhog Mountain.
Sounds vicious. This is already sketchier.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, I got it.
You got this.
Yeah. Oh, I know I got this. I got this.
So I get a little nervous personally when the leaves are like this, because I can't see what's going on under them.
Yeah.
But it just makes it more fun, right?
Yep. A little unknown.
I figure if I don't see a ton of blood anywhere near the trail, nobody else has been dying. So.
All right. Look out for blood and other telltale signs of head injury. We were shredding.
You like that? That's why we go up.
I was going nuts.
That's good, right?
Oh, no. I hit the brakes a couple times and it was like, whoop. Almost went up over the edge and stuff. Yes, quads, I feel you. This is crazy. Big rock.
There are some.
Big shot.
All good? See what I said about skinnies?
Dude.
It's mental.
That was sweet. If that's the only spill I take today, it was freaking worth it.
But I will say this, you crashed like a pro.
I'm good at falling. I want to do it again.
Fired up. We call that sessioning. When you're doing an obstacle that you didn't quite make and you want to practice it again.
I might just go a little slower this time.
All right, take two. On this, be looking like 2 feet in front of you.
Got it.
The bike's gonna go where you want it to go. Just look where you need to be next.
Oh,
There it
yeah! That was scary.
You almost lost it on that second time.
Oh, for sure. I was just like thinking of what you said.
You had about 2 millimeters left, and I was like, come on, just get it, get
That's
it.
what I was thinking. I was like, just keep going.
I was so glad because that back wheel was looking a little perilous.
That was dope. That's what I needed. A challenge that didn't break me.
No, and it only took you 2 times. I mean,
I was thinking the whole time, the second time, I'm just like, go. Don't hesitate.
right?
Trust the bike.
There you go.
Okay, steep hill, sharp turns. Yeah, let's get it.
How you feeling?
Great.
Woohoo! Here's our lookout.
Wow,
How you like that?
that's amazing.
Not too bad a spot, huh? This is why we do it.
So perfect.
Yeah.
Man, this view is incredible. My legs, they're on fire. But now looking at how this landscape has regenerated, has grown, and just provided this epic view and experience. And thank you so much for showing me this and sharing your wisdom and sharing your time.
Yeah, it's a joy to get you out here. I'm glad you got to see it, and it really is amazing what they were able to do with something that was, you know, really thrown away and forgotten about land, and through great partnership, we get all this beauty.
Man, we got to do this again sometime.
Yes, indeed.
All right, bro. Here we are in this beautiful landscape that was once degraded by industry, now restored with a little love and Mother Nature, of course. I had a great time, wiped out, got a bruise, didn't taco a wheel, didn't go OTB. I had an awesome guide, very knowledgeable, introduced me to this community I would have never known about. I shredded that Cuyuna red. My legs are sore. Thanks for coming. I'll see you again next time. It's Chance, signing off.